Welcome to Haisleys Hot Takes. I'm your host, Clint, hosting the sports talk show, Haisleys Hot Takes, where we break down the hottest stories in sports. Tonight, we'll be breaking down Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Indiana Pacers will be hosting the New York Knicks at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And now we will cover some key storylines in tonight's Game 6 of the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. New York Knicks storylines for Game 6. As far as the injury front goes, Karl Anthony Towns had a banged-up knee in Game 5, but it did not impact him in any way, shape, or form. He had a double-double in the first half of that game. As far as injury concerns going into Game 6, there are none at all. They are at full capacity, and the roster is healthy. In regards to their star player, Jalen Brunson, he is continuing to play at an exceptional level, averaging 33 points per game so far this series. So he will get his points. It's just a matter of when and how. As far as their bench usage that was in question going into Game 5, that was surely answered in Game 5 as Delon Wright and Landry Shamet came off the bench to provide a little bit of defensive prowess to sort of focus on Tyrese Halliburton and limit his impact of the game, as we saw in Game 4, where he had a triple-double. And in Game 5, he was held to 8 points. He really was a non-factor in that game. I'm not saying that Landry Shamet and Delon Wright are defensive stalwarts by any stretch of the imagination, but I am saying that fresh bodies and lanky defenders on Tyrese Halliburton have been known to cause issues. As far as headlines for the Indiana Pacers going into Game 6, there are no injury concerns. The roster is completely healthy. Everybody will be ready to suit up on their side. As far as their star player, Tyrese Halliburton, that is where the game will be essentially decided. If Tyrese Halliburton comes out and plays like he did in Game 5, the Pacers will likely lose. Because in Game 5, Tyrese Halliburton had 8 points and was a non-factor throughout. If Tyrese Halliburton comes out in Game 6 and shares the ball and hits pick and roll threes and does what he does, essentially, the Pacers could very well close out this game in Game 6. Another storyline with the Pacers will be Benedict Mathurin. Benedict Mathurin in Game 5 had 23 points off the bench, shot 60% from the field, and was essentially the Pacers' best player. So, will the head coach for the Indiana Pacers, Rick Carlisle, play Benedict Mathurin more in Game 6, or will he stay to his usual 20 to 25 minutes a night? That's worth monitoring in tonight's game. Also, the last headline for the Indiana Pacers will be just the offensive woes that they had in Game 5. They had one starter, Pascal Siakam, make it into double digits. That's right, one starter make it into double digits for the Indiana Pacers. That cannot happen again in Game 6, because if that happens again, then the Pacers will likely be facing Game 7 at Madison Square Garden. And now it's time for Haisleys Hot Take. My hot take for tonight's game will be that Mikal Bridges will have 25 plus points. He's shown spots throughout the series where he can take over at times, but he's been inconsistent overall. But I believe tonight he will have 25 plus points, and it will be by far his best game of the series. And now it's time for my prediction of Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I could really see this game going either way. I could see the Pacers coming out hot, leading wire to wire, winning the game, winning the series. I could see the Knicks coming out with their defensive pressure that they had in Game 5 and their drive-first mentality, getting the Pacers in foul trouble and controlling the paint and forcing a Game 7. As far as my prediction goes, I believe that the Indiana Pacers will come out tonight and will be hot from the jump. They won't be nervous. There won't be any edginess or anything like that, and they will defeat the Knicks 115 to 109. And that concludes episode 2 of Haisleys Hot Takes, previewing Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I appreciate anybody who's watched this or commented or however you've reacted, and I do hope you have yourself a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.